Hi and welcome to my review of the Besteker digital video camcorder. You might wonder why you'd want a camcorder in these days of action cameras, etc. But whilst these are very good for sports use, etc., for a general family holiday or a nice day out, they're not really the ideal thing. They give a very wide viewing angle, and hence you get that little kind of distorted picture, fisheye type effect with them. Digital video camcorder, the Besteker one, gives you a much narrower field angle, so you get a much more kind of true to life picture, if you know what I mean. This one comes complete with the carry case, user manual, charge cable, and the audio video cable. The battery sits in there, and it's a lithium battery, I believe, lithium ion battery, and 1200 milliamp hours. That will give you about 2.5 hours video use, about 3.5 hours photo use, and somewhere in between if you're using both of them. It takes around about 3 hours to charge, but they do reckon put it on charge for 8 hours initially. Now, as you can see, you've got a separate screen on there. I'll just run through some of the controls first of all. You've got a light, which is just there, which doesn't come on until you've turned it on. There we go. Power control, the play button. This turns the display on and off, so like that. Menu button, which I'll go through in a moment. You've got the zoom lens at the top there, which is telephoto to the right, wide angle to the left, and it's fair to say that this is only a digital zoom, it's not an optical zoom. So it will degrade your picture quality slightly by zooming in, and if you zoom in a lot, then yes, you can notice. So you notice the breaking up of the picture basically on the sharp corners. So use that sparingly, guys. Photo button on the top there. That's only used in photo mode. You've got your shooting button, which is there. That's the one that you use to start and stop video, and your navigation controls just there. I'll go through those shortly. And underneath the flap there, you've got the charge port for the battery, which is in there. The SD card is a standard SD card size slot in there, which you access through there. But of course, you can use a micro SD if you've got the standard SD adapter, which I've got in there at the moment. And underneath you've got the normal tripod thread. I'm not sure what the size is on those. I'm not really a big photographer, but that will fit normal tripods. The only thing I did notice about it is it hasn't got a lens cap, which is a bit of a shame. So I don't know if you can buy those separately, but that would be something worth looking for. Just to save potential damage to the lens, particularly if you're at a beach or somewhere like that. You've also got a hand strap, which I believe is adjustable. So you've got adjustability just there, which I'll just tighten this up a little bit. So you can hold it comfortably in one hand while you're shooting. Menu, which again is accessed through that control just there. Click on the menu button. And first of all, you can see that we've gone through the resolution. This is a 1280 by 720 HD video quality. You've also got VGA 64480 and QVGA, which is 320 by 240. Now to navigate, you press the up and down navigation buttons, and the left and right buttons take you between menus. So that's taken us to the frame rate menu, for instance, and then left will take us back to the resolution menu. So running through the menus, you've got the resolution. Frame rates, 30 frames per second is really the one that you want to go with. You can get away with 15 frames per second if you're really tight for space on your card and you want to cut down the file size, but I would say stick with the 30 FPS. Various scenes, depending on the kind of video or photo that you're taking. And again, go right, which would take us into the white balance. I've kept mine on auto for all the purposes that I've used. So I did a video example footage earlier on, so I just use the autos and the defaults all the way through. Exposure levels you can set. ISOs, again if you're shooting at night you might want to be changing those. Anti-shake, which I've tried both on and off, and on is a definite benefit there. And general setup, so date and power off times. For instance, you can change the power off time from between 1 and 10 minutes, and several different options in between those times. TV output, sound, and formatting the card, etc. And that's a factory default. And that's it. So that takes you through all of the various menus. Now the mode button that you see up there, and let's just come out of this actually for a moment. Press OK on the cancel there. The mode button will take you between, which is that button there, between video mode and photo mode. Photos, several different ratings you can choose. You can go from between 2 megapixels up to 16 megapixels, obviously depending on how much space you've got on the card and how good that you want the photos to come out. You've got a self-timing facility on this as well, so if you want to take selfies, for instance, maybe from a tripod, or if you're standing the camera on a wall or something, and you've got 2 seconds, 5 seconds and 10 seconds auto time on these. It's all runs by USB version 2, so it's not going to be the fastest video transaction if you're transferring I should say, if you're transferring from the camera onto your PC or your laptop. So I would probably suggest take your SD card out, use the SD adapter, and transfer your files via the card reader. If it's built into your PC, even better, because you'll get much faster file transfer rates by doing that. You can also flip the screen, so that if you're taking low-level footage, for instance down at ground level, turn the screen horizontally and you can still see what video you're taking. If you want to take a selfie, for instance, and you're facing the camera towards yourself, flip the screen towards you, it will automatically orientate the screen so that you can see what you're taking and you can see the video footage just there. The general build quality looks very good. Glossy black plastic throughout with the chrome plastic on the shutter ring there. Plastic and webbing strap, very good. It's nice and light, so not too cumbersome. Comes with a protective pouch with a belt loop as well, so you can attach that to your belt while you're carrying it around. Yeah, so generally speaking, it's a very, very good alternative to the little action cameras, but as I say, will give you a much better true-to-life picture if you're out and taking family photos, family video footage, etc. So, yeah, that's very good. And that's about all I have to say on it. So I've got some sample footage which I will tag on to the end of this review. And thank you very much for watching.
And it was crazy on my mind. I'm going to take you back now, Tom. It's bring it all back to you, mate, when you hear this, John. How about that? Take care, mate. All the very best. Have a good weekend. Cheers, man. time with that Judy. See you. Have a good day.
No, she's not talking about that. Judy, how do you get up in the mornings? I need some tips.
Named after the cigarette brand.